Greetings, Ingrid here from the Bhava Spiritual Mission. I'm coming on to talk about enlightenment, or really kind of the fallacy of enlightenment, and what people mean or think they mean by enlightenment and reaching enlightenment, and what it actually means to reach enlightenment, if you will. So I think where people get really mixed up is a spiritual awakening versus enlightenment. We tend to think of enlightenment as, the gurus or the siddhas, sitting in their full lotus position with their oms and their, fingers in their mudras and just doing everything perfectly, and the highest benevolent teachers, and that's all fine and dandy, except, nope. That's not the message I get. That's not how Spirit has downloaded enlightenment to me. So there's two things that we're kind of talking about here. There's spiritual awakening and there's enlightenment. So spiritual awakening, if you've been through it, you know it, because it's like, oh my God, the heavens open up. You get it. You just get it. Everything, we are one. It is love. It is so simple. Oh my gosh, it's just, you're in touch and in tune with Spirit. It's this incredible awakening experience that never leaves you fully. You never forget it. There's a distinct before and after when you've had your spiritual awakening. When I had my spiritual awakening about 5 years ago, I remember shortly afterwards, I would go up to people who I knew or worked with for close to 10 years, and they looked at me and they just went, "Oh, Ingrid." They didn't even recognize me because I was so fundamentally shifted on a base cellular energetic level. They didn't know who I was for a second until it kind of came back into focus, and they were like, "Oh, it's Ingrid." So it's very much a defining point in our lives. But this is not enlightenment. Why? Because it doesn't last. You don't get to stay there. You're human. You're here for the human experience. Ultimately, you're going to ground back into your body. You're going to come back into your humanity. This is where enlightenment really comes into play. But enlightenment is not a destination. Enlightenment is a lifestyle. When you've come back down to earth from that spiritual awakening, wow, and you're back in your body, you don't have the same access anymore. You just don't, because you're back in the physical. And the physical, by its very nature, is limited. It's up to you to then live that enlightened lifestyle, remembering, rehearsing, coming back to what you learned during that time when you got to blast wide open. It's a beautiful experience, but it is simply not sustainable. We have to ground back in. We have to come back to our body. The reason for that is because once you're awake, your duty is then to go out and teach others, to connect with others, to help other people, pull them into the light. But none of us stay in that state, in that what we would call, we've reached enlightenment, we've reached nirvana. Once you reach this nirvana, samadhi, enlightenment, whatever it is you're calling it, you're out of the body. You have no reason to stay in the body. You're not here for the physical experience anymore. But we are here for the physical experience. So that's the differentiation right there. There's our awakening, which is pretty incredible. And if you've experienced it, God. And if you're on your way, ooh, we can't wait. And I can't wait to talk about it with you. But then there's the enlightenment lifestyle. There is no such thing as reaching enlightenment. There is the commitment to your spiritual work, the commitment to your spiritual lifestyle, the commitment to your integrity. That is enlightenment, the enlightenment lifestyle.